cuties, Bemi here, and welcome to a different video. I'm taking you along while I get my first tattoo that I've had in like 4 years. I'm really excited, so let's go. Are you guys ready for the big reveal? Whoosh. There she is. I am so in love. The tattoo artist I had did such a great job. He was super gentle and it was relatively quick. I think it took maybe 45 minutes for the whole shebang. Here it is up close. This is, I'm probably going to pronounce this incorrectly, an enso, which I believe just means circle, but it's a specific circle created by Buddhist monks in one swoop of a brush stroke, and it symbolizes the universe, it symbolizes the void, and a lot of different things. Also, it being left open like this means that my journey is not over, so I thought this would be a beautiful tattoo to sort of commemorate my time in Japan. Alright you guys, here we are, day number 2 of having my tattoo. I let the hype die down yesterday and now I want to kind of talk about my experience, which was sort of weird but like not really weird. So for those of you that don't know, tattoos are very taboo here in Japan. However, most people are pretty understanding of foreigners having tattoos. With that being said, where I'm living now isn't a super metropolitan area. So tattoo studios are few and far between and good tattoo artists are few and far between. So it took me a while to finally decide on this one studio to get a tattoo done. And most all of the work I had seen come out of this studio was pretty good. Most of it was traditional Japanese tattoos, which is something that I didn't want. As you could tell on my shoulder, what I got was not traditional Japanese tattoo. So anyway, making the appointment was super easy. However, I was very nervous yesterday morning before the tattoo. I had a weird moment where I was super scared that what if the language barrier had created some sort of a misunderstanding about what I wanted, and what if this thing I'm gonna have on my body for the rest of my life doesn't turn out right. And I was really scared and I'm like, how easy would it be to cover up? And I panicked and I almost canceled. I'm really glad I didn't because I am so super duper in love with this tattoo. It's out of control. So at the studio, once I was in there, I was like, hey, here for my appointment. And I got really nervous because the artist who I had scheduled an appointment with seemed to have not even known that I had made an appointment. I went in and I was like, hey, I have an appointment at noon today. And he was like, an appointment? And I said, yes, at noon. And he was like, okay. And so then they were doing some stuff, kind of like cleaning up, and he was like, do you have a picture of what you want? And I was like, I do, but I also sent it to you over Facebook, so you should have it. Because my thinking was that I was going to send them this and they were going to sort of like have everything prepared when I got there. So I was expecting them to have like a little file with like some drawings drawn up and a whole thing, but they kind of seemed unprepared, like they just forgot my appointment was that day. So I had to re-give him the photo and he had to draw it up. So I was at the studio for probably 45-ish minutes maybe, I would estimate, because I was at the tattoo place for maybe like hour and a half, 2-ish hours, I think. And yeah, I was there for about an hour and a half. So it probably took about 45 minutes for him to get prepared because someone had just left off of his table. So he had to clean up, draw up my tattoo, which was super speedy. His trace job was fantastic. I really liked it. So I said, all right, let's go. And he was like super, super quiet. Like didn't really say a whole lot. He was really nice though. He was really gentle while doing the tattoo. It was not super uncomfortable. So in this studio, they don't actually have any like chairs for you to sit in. They only have like tables, like benches for you to lay on. So, which is, I had my tattoo in a weird spot for him to tattoo. So because he wanted me to lay down, but I couldn't lay down to do the back part, what he had me do was we started by me sitting up as you saw, and he did the back half. And then he had me lay down and did the front half, which I thought was a really considerate way to do it, instead of have me like rolling around on the table and like doing weird stuff, or having me lay down first and then sit up and be uncomfortable for the last half. He had me lay down for the last half to make me more comfortable, which I thought was really considerate. And then he was super quick about it. Like I said, I think the tattoo itself maybe took like 45 minutes max, and I had to take a pee break. The actual experience of getting the tattoo wasn't bad. It started out like the least painful thing ever. Once he started moving forward on my body with the tattoo, it started to hurt worse. The worst part was like right here, this part where like near my armpit, I guess. That part hurt the worst, and I actually had expected like near my collarbone to be the worst part because it's like super duper bony. But when he was tattooing up here, it kind of felt like he was tattooing like up my neck, which was really bizarre. It also made my left leg very uncomfortable, and it also gave me like this bizarre, I don't know if it was just like the feeling of being uncomfortable, and so my body was like, well, maybe you just need to take a break and go pee. But it almost made me feel like I had to go pee when I didn't have to go pee, which was really weird. I don't know, have you guys ever felt like you've gotten a tattoo in a place and it's made you like uncomfortable, like you have to go pee? Because I don't know, that was just like a really weird thing. And then he actually finished relatively quickly. I didn't expect him to like be done. He kind of stopped for a little while, went and did some stuff and was like, okay, like we're done, like that's it, go look at it. So it was really quick. I felt like it was relatively easy, relatively painless. I would say this is probably like my first real tattoo. So for my first real tattoo, I feel like it was a pretty good experience. But anyways, I'm going to definitely wrap this up. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this tattoo adventure. If you guys have any other questions that I didn't really address in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. Or if you have any other information to add about tattoos or getting tattoos in Japan or having tattoos in Japan, that kind of thing, leave them down in the comment section below. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. But anyways, thank you guys again for hanging out, and I'll see you little cuties in the next one. Bye.